Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Arlene Diamco, the MultiDimensional MD. As always, my mission is to help bring the intuitive aspects of health back to medicine in practical and tangible ways so that you can experience more peace, love, and joy in your everyday lives and access deeper healing. Today, before I get started, I just have a couple of announcements. One, I am looking to schedule a lymph pumping class for anyone that would like to attend. If this is something that is interesting to you, it can help to move like stuck fluids in the body, get things flowing. I've had patients been able to do it for themselves and for their family members. Then just send me a message, leave me a comment, send you your contact information, go to the website, allworldshealth.com, and let us know. And we would be happy to let you know when we get that scheduled, hopefully towards the end of the summer. The second thing I just wanted to let you know is that we are starting some scholarships for medical students and residents, because part of my mission is to help teach medical professionals, physicians and medical students and residents and other kinds of medical professionals to help address emotions in the body and help address that emotional aspect of health. So we have a course coming up for physicians and physicians in training in August in Burlingame, California, August 12th and 13th. And we are doing some 50% scholarships for medical students and residents if they are eligible to participate. If you would like to help with that, then please go to our foundation page or please contact our website. We will be starting some scholarships and we'll name it after you. We'll connect you with your student or resident that you're helping if you would like to. You can do it anonymously as well. But we wanted to build community and wanted to connect community with the medical professionals and up and coming medical professionals because this is such an important aspect of health. And I wanted to normalize talking about some of these difficult things so that we can really raise the bar of medicine. So today I'm going to talk about when you can't let go. I have done a lot of, they're mowing behind me, so hopefully you can hear me with this mic. I've done a lot of talking about accepting things, being patient, being persistent, allowing things, but sometimes it can be really hard to let go. The unknown scares us, and there are so many common life situations and circumstances where you feel like you just can't let go. It's hard. It's like, if we start talking about let go, then it's like, well, how do I do that? How do I even address that? And I've seen this come up for my patients in my life and friends and family. So some common scenarios would be, I really hope you guys can hear me because it's getting very loud in here. 1 second. I'm going to let them go by really quickly. There he is, right there. Oh my gosh. Wasn't really expecting the lawnmower to go right by me. Let me give that a moment to pass so that you can hear me. So funny. I'm in Massachusetts. I was here for a family event. And there it goes again. Oh my gosh. And there's literally no quiet space in the house to do a recording. So I thought that I would go outside in this nice quiet neighborhood, not expecting that the lawnmowers were going to be going by. So anyway, there are lots of common circumstances where it can be hard to let go. Like when your child is sick and you really want them to get better, when a loved one is transitioning from this life, when someone has wronged you, when you're scrambling for finances, when a project you're working on, you just want it to go a certain way and it's not. Or maybe you have harmful habits that are hard to break. So it can be hard to let go of happy things too. We just went to a wedding this weekend, a family wedding. It was so beautiful, so perfect. And, we felt like we just didn't want this moment to end. But of course, every moment ends and we have to flow into the next. And so what can you do about that? And, what exactly is letting go? So letting go is releasing fears, doubts, or worries, or any feeling down about a specific outcome, person, habit, or things. It's detaching yourself from harmful thoughts or feelings. And I started to think about the Zen practice of non-attachment, not in a cold way. And I'm going to talk more about that in just a little bit. So, what does it feel like in the body when you can't let go? There is going to be some kind of tension or squeezing sensation in the body. Lawnmower is going by again, so I don't know if you can hear me. The body tightens up. There could be some sort of like curling in, as we have with any stress or trauma. You curl towards fetal position. There can be a weight on the chest or shoulder. You could get tension, headaches. You could feel a knot in your belly or have digestive issues. So again, it's like these tend to have like these squeezing sensations. Irritable bowel, whether it's like not digesting well or holding on, like feeling constipated, that can be really common with when you feel like it's really hard to let go. Your breathing might not be as full as it could be. So they could have like some shallow breathing. You could feel shaky sometimes trying to contain things. If you're really containing the hard and the intensity of the motion is trying to come out, then you could feel shaky. That's actually a really normal way to feel. And it can be your body actually trying to return to balance. We teach this with the tension and trauma release exercises class. But you could have also this raw feeling because of the tenderness of emotions in the body. So what does it feel like in the mind when you can't let go? You could have looping thoughts circling around. You could have tunnel vision or fixated thinking, and this makes it difficult to think of solutions because it's difficult to innovate or think creatively. You could have all or nothing thinking, kind of black and white thinking, getting stuck on should have beens, like letting go of like something from the past, like, oh, should have been this way, or they should have said this, or they should have responded in this way. It could be if then thinking, like, if this works out, then I can do what I want to be happy. If they say this to me, if they say I'm sorry, then I can finally get over it. So it's that all or nothing thinking, and if then, it's like it's much more external. So you're relying on some external factors, whether it's like even another person, behavior, response, words, to how you feel in your life. You could also be so busy that nothing seems to be working because you're like scattered and like going in so many different directions, but not having like a clear direction, except that you're just so nervous and wanting things to work out in a certain way. Or it could be more in that frozen state that I talked about in another episode, where you aren't moving as much, you feel down. And either way, whether you're over busy or feeling lost as to which direction you can go, it's like whether you're frozen or like moving too much, you can have that feeling of like being lost. Where do I go? What do I do from here? So some body approaches to help yourself when you can't let go is to slow and deepen your breath. So usually when we're holding on, the breath gets much more shallow. So you can use your consciousness to tune into your breathing and breathe more slowly and deepen your breath. Just consciously, gently, not too forced, but with some momentum to it. Your consciousness alone adds to that momentum. So even if you just brought your awareness to your breath and let it change and unfold as it would like to, then that consciousness would already start to shift it. You can let yourself curl up in a ball and breathe. So when you feel like you can't let go, The lawnmowers are again behind me. When you feel like you can't let go, then you could literally let yourself go ahead and curl up in a ball and breathe through it, to even like tense up purposefully and then release to feel a difference. So at least there's some sort of comparison. And sometimes, I've talked about like being able to take things in your hand that you don't know what to do with, and then opening that up and letting that go to the universe to be able to guide you through it. But sometimes it's hard to open it up and let it go like that. So if you feel like this and you can't feel like you can open it up, then I would say to start right here. Go ahead and keep it tight, but breathe into that tightness, because as you breathe into it, then as it wants to, it will start to open up on its own. Your consciousness creates some momentum. You could also just start to stretch your body and loosen it up. I'll take even just a handful of yoga poses, and then I'll hold them for a long time each and let myself breathe into each of them, breathing into whatever comes up. So maybe even going to a forward fold if you don't have high blood pressure, to let yourself decompress. So the point is to be able to allow yourself to decompress, to release some tension without forcing it. Because if you don't feel like you if you feel like you can't let go, you can't just say, okay, let go. So do gentle things like stretching, moving your body. You could hug a tree, feel that patience and energy of the tree. You could lie down and pretend like you're free falling into your bed. You could do that after you've tensed up, so you can feel the difference. And then when you release the tension that you've purposely built up, then it will feel like there's a sense of like, oh, that is more relaxed than I just was. And then you can let yourself like lay in the bed and just as if you're in a free fall. You could put a castor oil pack to your solar plexus right here in your upper abdomen, because a lot of times when you have a hard time letting go, then it's difficult to digest things. And that castor oil is like a gentle penetrating oil that can help to add some flexibility to things, help you assimilate things better, help you digest life better. Maybe you need some minerals, and so a pinch of sea salt in your water could be helpful, or getting more minerals in your diet, getting some more greens, getting some chia seeds in your diet. There's also those tension and trauma release exercises that I talked about before. And it's really loud here, so I'm still hoping that you're all with me and you can hear me somehow. And then from a mind and spirit approach to help yourself when you can't let go, it's all about being present and creating some stillness in your life. So starting here when you're feeling like really like bunched up and you're really tense, then just start from that and be present with it. Be in that presence of just like breathing into it will create some stillness. It's like slowing down into feeling where you are at the moment. You can't let go, so that's okay. Just be with yourself as you are in that very moment, and allow yourself to not let go. Sort of seems counterintuitive, but it's just like, well, if you can't let go, then just be with yourself as you are in that very moment. You don't have to change yourself to be worthy of love. You don't have to change yourself to accept yourself. You can be okay with yourself at any moment, because you're worthy no matter what you're going through, no matter what you've said, no matter what is going on in your life. And this brings us to the Zen practice of non-attachment, which I had mentioned before. It's funny, like doing this podcast with the loudness of the giant lawnmowers behind me that was totally unplanned, and having to practice the art of like being with yourself when it's hard to let go with all this noise behind me, and just being present and okay with whatever is. So there's this Zen practice of non-attachment. This isn't a laziness or a coldness. It means that you trust in the universal oneness that is allowing your life to unfold in a way that there is something even better than you could imagine around the corner. This uncomfortable moment is asking you to grow in a way that will really pay off in the long run. So it's sitting with yourself as you are now and being present with that. And then asking for help. Remember, you're part of the oneness, and the oneness knows how things can unfold for you in a way that's even more than you could imagine. Even if you don't know how, you don't have to know all the how. So ask for help, ask for the clarity, ask for the understanding for whatever it is that you desire. No one can do that asking except for you. So it takes a lot of trust and courage to ask and know that you'll be given what is needed in a way that matches the strength of your desires, but also the steps you take towards that. If you ask, you align yourself with that ask, then somehow the universe knows what to do. The hard part is allowing things to unfold as you are living your life. So I've been doing some reading about Walter Russell, who was like this 20th century Leonardo da Vinci, who was a brilliant and a genius in so many areas and aspects of life, from architecture to art to philosophy, and he was the one, and it was his lines. It's like, let your actions match the strength of your desires. So to know your purpose, what are your desires? To feel your purpose and desires in your body. I can't even hear myself. Just gonna let them pass. So funny. I literally cannot hear myself talk. But to know your purpose, what are your desires? To feel your purpose and desires in your body. Edgar Cayce also talks about this, like knowing your ideal, knowing your purpose, and feeling that. And then to take your desires and you take that feeling of it and then put it into action. So it's not a laziness. You have to trust in the universal process. There's something in the process. You're letting yourself like step into that momentum so that every day your steps are matching your desires. Because if we desire to see something happen, but we're not willing to take steps towards it, then that is a mixed message to the universe. If you feel those desires and then take steps towards them, the universe will be with you and say, I see, yes, we will help you. Otherwise, if it's a tug of war, your desires and actions aren't really lining up, and the universe is like, okay, I see. We will also follow through with what you're telling us, which is, all right, there won't be as much momentum. So, and then at the end of the day, if you're not sure what steps to take, just be kind and loving, and that can always guide you through your everyday. So I hope that this helps you in some way. I hope that you could hear me through all of this in the background. And as always, you can follow me on Facebook at All Worlds Health. You can connect with me on my website, allworldshealth.com, and sign up for my love letters. This is amazing. I send them out once a week on Wednesdays, and lots of love to all of you. If for some reason you couldn't hear anything I said today, maybe I'll do it again next time. But there it goes again.